Well, good Friday afternoon, Southeast Texas. Lots of moisture across the Southeast Texas skies this afternoon. We're expecting just some scattered light showers, though, the rest of the day here in the Triangle. On our Roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Started off very warm this morning. In fact, we had record high-low temperatures. The lows this morning pretty warm, upper 60s to near 70. Cold front will arrive overnight. We'll have a little bit better chance of rain with that, but even then, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot in the Triangle the way it's looking right now. Up in the Lakes area, you may get a little bit more. We'll talk about that in just a moment on our Roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper. Cloudy skies, and we'll get to radar in just a moment. Just some scattered light showers expected to work from south to north across the area this afternoon. All the heavy stuff stays well to our north and northwest. And as we head into tonight, that front should arrive around midnight, maybe a little bit after. We'll have a better chance of storms up in the lakes compared to the Triangle, which we need the rain, but I just don't see very much falling. Certainly most areas will have under an inch, that's for sure. There could be some 1/2 to 1 inch totals up in the lakes area. Our Roofing 911 Skycam network down in Port Arthur, sponsored by Market Basket. A little bit more sun down there. A little bit more mixing going on in the atmosphere. Still partly sunny to mostly cloudy, even in Port Arthur. They started out around 70 for lows this morning. That's almost 30 degrees above normal. So very, very warm conditions across the entire region this morning. But it will cool off quite a bit tonight. We'll drop into the 50s later tonight. So a lot cooler, and the weekend looks a lot cooler even on into next week. A couple of fronts coming in across the region next week. Over to Orange on our Roofing 911 Skycam network, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store. You have mostly cloudy skies as well. But as far as rainfall, things are pretty quiet. We'll see some widely scattered light showers this afternoon. Coverage here in the Triangle only around 20%, but 20% of the Triangle. We'll see some showers this afternoon. That'll jump to a 40 to 50% coverage overnight tonight. But unfortunately, the rains we need, an inch would be nice, kind of start things off to kind of help with a drought, because parts of the area now in a severe drought across Southeast Texas. I just don't see much rain falling tonight that we need. I mean, 1/4 to a 1/2 an inch, we'll take it, but we certainly need a lot more than that. In our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard & Prey, lots of clouds as well. All right, we'll go ahead and issue a weather impact alert for the lakes area tonight. Even up there, it's just, I don't think much is going to happen up there as far as severe weather. Even there, just a very slight chance from around 6 p.m. this evening to 1 a.m. Saturday morning. The possibility, a slight chance of some severe weather for the lakes. Gusty winds will be possible, of course, as the front moves through. We always have that anyway, and certainly use caution while out traveling. But here in the Triangle, we're not expecting any severe weather, and up in the lakes area, it's possible, but the chances are pretty slim, even up in the lakes area. Looks like the best chance of any severe weather will be north and northeast of the lakes area. All right, here's a look at radar. Of course, here's the Triangle, here's the lakes. A little spotty, little showers here and there, working on up to the north pretty quickly, about 25 miles an hour. Couple there in Jasper County and Newton County, very small showers. That's all we're going to see the rest of the day. 20% coverage. That's the best I can see this afternoon, but quite a storm way off to the northwest around Huntsville, moving northeast around 40 miles an hour. That's a pretty big thunderstorm there. But the good news is that activity stays north of our viewing area. So we don't want any severe weather. So that's some good news there. 80 over in Lake Charles. It is a warm. We'll be close to record highs today. Some areas may hit 81 coming up later today, and some showers scattered off to our east as well. Let's take a look at winds. We're expecting a breezy afternoon. Then as we head into this evening, there's the wind shift. 140 tonight, Saturday morning. See the southwest winds here, the arrows. There's the blue arrows coming in from the north. Well, that's the front. A little bit breezy. Now the winds are going to be pretty gusty when the front comes through around 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, and pretty windy behind it. Going to be a breezy, chilly day coming up for Saturday, especially if we keep the clouds in. There's some indications, as we've been talking about, the clouds will stick around. So temperatures may only stay in the 50s coming up for tomorrow. If we can manage some more sun tomorrow, we might hit 60, but the bottom line is it's going to be a breezy, a lot cooler day coming up for your Saturday, and Sunday looks fairly cool as well. As far as 24-hour temperature changes, we're running about the same, give or take a degree or two here or there. We're going to be close to 80 for highs today, a little bit warmer up in Jasper compared to 24 hours ago. A couple degrees there. You might be in the low 80s coming up this afternoon. So very, very warm, but things will be changing, as we said, as we head on into the weekend. A lot cooler weather expected with temperatures actually a little bit below normal. All right, let's start out with Futurecast. This is at 12 noon, pretty much right now. In fact, it's overdone for the lakes area. It's not even picking up any of the showers, but they're very small anyway. We'll put this into motion. All the activity stays to our north today of any significance. There's the line approaching around 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Notice how it weakens as it moves into the triangle and not showing it real strong really up in the lakes area. Boy, it just falls apart and then kind of reorganizes well off to our east and south. Notice throughout the day tomorrow, computer models keep the clouds in place with a few sprinkles even around. Those sprinkles here and there. If that's the case, we'll only be in the mid-50s for highs coming up for your Saturday. So just a few on and off light showers the rest of the afternoon. It'll pick up tonight up in the lakes area, and as that line starts to work toward the triangle, as you saw there, it looks like it's going to weaken. So some areas in the triangle may not see much rain at all coming up tonight with this front. And as I said, that's not good news because we certainly need the rainfall. Very, very dry conditions, the drought now at severe levels, especially from, let's say, southwestern Jefferson County westward. You're actually in the severe drought level coming up for the next week or two until we can get some decent rains anyway. But a chilly day coming up. All right, here's these rainfall totals I'm talking about. Just not very impressive. Look at that. Most areas will be under an inch tonight. Most areas under an inch tonight. There could be some isolated 1 to 2 inch rains from, let's say, Conroe to Woodville back up to Toledo Bend. That would help those areas out there in drought conditions as well. But notice here in the triangle, just not much indicated. Now that could change a little bit. Anything, I'd say 1/4 to 1/2 an inch probably in the triangle. You wake up Monday morning, some 30s for lows in the lakes, low 40s in the triangle. Remember yesterday models were showing low to mid 30s. Well, it looks like we're going to have clouds now on Monday morning, thicker high clouds. All right, rest of the day, 60% for the lakes, 40% inland southeast Texas, and in the triangle, a 20% coverage the rest of the day. High temperatures close to 80 degrees. Tonight, weather impact alert for the lakes area only. 70% coverage, showers and storms there. 60 for inland. We'll go with a 50% coverage of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder as the front comes in the triangle. That's only half the triangle. There's going to be half the area may not see a drop of rain out of this coming up tonight. Now winds will shift to the north. We're going to have some gusty winds as the front works in, shifting out of the north, and we'll be in the 50s coming up by tomorrow morning. So 20% the rest of the day, a 50% coverage tonight, 20% for your Saturday. Right now we're going to keep the clouds in place and keep that temperatures in the 50s. Still partly sunny on Sunday, closer to 60 there, but still chilly